Hare Krishna. Om Jnanatimirandasya Jnananjanashalakaya Chakshurunmeelitam Jena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. So we will have discussion on this chapter. This is the 5th chapter. So the first shloka is Nayan Deho Deho Bhajano Loki Kashtan Kaman Arste Vidpujami Kashtan Kaman Tapo Divyam Putrakayana Saddham Shuddhe Desmat Brahma Saukyam Tunantam. So working hard day and night for eating, sleeping and mating, a trajectory available even to hogs that eat stool. The body is avoided for tapasya. Through austerity, the heart is purified, leading to eternal blissful life. So this is the teaching how Rishabhdev starts his teachings to his sons. And one of the very famous instructions of Bhagavatam. This chapter, these instructions are so nice. And then I will just show the text. So then the second instruction which it tells, so now actually very important thing I wanted to add this one aspect. What is the so yesterday we were discussing this aspect of one can attain the path of liberation from material bondage only by rendering service to Mahat Sevam Dwaramahur Vimukte Tamodwaram Yoshitam Sangi Sangam Mahantaste Samachitta Prashanta Vimanyavat Suhurta Sadavoyi. So this is the second verse. So the mechanism of entrapment begins with attraction between male and female. This ties heart together in illusion. Attraction between male and female, home, children, wealth, relatives. So this expands into the concept of I and mine. The current body is a result of past karma. Seeking pleasure, it is guarantees another cycle of misery. So very graphically shown here how so many knots are there which are binding us and keeping us here in this world. So all this home, wealth, relatives. So attraction between male and female. So this is how, and the solution to come out of it is great souls and serving the great souls. Vimanyavat suhurta sadavoye. So that is the only way we can come out of it. And this is the very process. We discussed about how karma, jnana and yoga, they have that is on their own they go. But when it comes to devotees, they go in pleasing Krishna. And the method of pleasing Krishna is we are pleasing great souls. And what are these great souls? Mahatmas, equipoised, peaceful and devoid of anger. They work for the benefit of everyone, and service to them opens the gate to liberation. There is no other way. We may say, oh, I am grahastha, I am having responsibilities at home. Yes, that is there. But eventually one has to devote his life in the service of Guru. So he cannot just stay like that all the life. He has rendered service to the family, now he has to render service to Guru. With the same dedication, he has to serve Guru at some point of life. Or he can do parallelly also. But service to Guru is compulsory to go to get free from all these things. And these are great souls. And then the next verse it says, so I wanted to tell what is the pleasure in passion also. So then he describes about those who are interested in reviving Krishna consciousness and their love for Krishna. They are not interested in mingling with people who are maintaining their body sleeping. So first he told who are Mahatmas. You have to serve Mahatmas, but don't associate with materialistic people. And what are materialistic people? They are fond of sex and body maintenance, focused on eating, mating, sleeping. Results is associating with them opens the path of darkness. So he clearly explained both the things. So serve great souls and you will be benefited. If you are associating with all these people who are working in the offices and around in social media and in our social circles, friends and all, they are the most dangerous things we can have. So here it's like you are in the ocean, but you are like a lotus leaf untouched by the water. But here you are caught up in the whirlwind and stuck up here like this. So this is the main difference. What happens if we are associating, and associating with association means we have to serve them. So that is the point. So these are the first three important verses, and then he explains about then the. So we have discussed here why mind is acting in this way, because emotions, desires. So we saw the difference also. Then नूनं प्रमत्त कुरुते विकर्म यदिन्द्रिय प्रीति आपनोति न साधु मन्येदात्मनोयम असन्नपि क्लेशदासदेहो. So now we will go to the translation and purports. Now my voice is clear. It is still feeble. Maybe my internet is like that. Voice is clear now. Oh, there is some disturbance. Okay. That noise is because of. Oh, session is not recorded. No, it is getting recorded, I think. Okay, still I'll copy in the cloud. Okay, so we will start. This is a very important shloka. Okay. Now I recorded. So nunam pramatta kurute vikarma yadindriya priti apnoti nasadu manyedatmanoyam asannadi klesha dasadeho. So here when a person considers sense gratification the aim of life, he certainly becomes mad after materialistic living and engages in all kinds of sinful activities. He does not know that due to his past misdeeds, he has already received a body which, although temporary, is the cause of his misery. Actually, the living entity should not have taken a material body, but he has been awarded the material body for sense gratification. Therefore, I think it is not befitting an intelligent man to involve himself again in the activity of sense gratification, by which he perpetually gets material bodies one after another. Actually, it is not fan. My laptop is making that noise. So that sound is of my laptop. It somehow becomes very hot. I don't know why. Anyway, so here persons considering sensuality certainly becomes mad after materialistic living and engaging in all kinds of sinful activities. So this is a very important thing to understand. People become mad after materialistic living, and everybody is mad here. Who is crazy? Prabhupada writes. He does not know that due to his past misdeeds, he has already received a body, and actually living in it is not supposed to get. So pramatta kurute, nunam pramatta. Matta means madness. Pramatta means highly mad. So even Prahlad Maharaj says to Hiranyakashipu, Tatsadu manye suravare dehina sada samudvigna diyam udvigna, sada samudvigna, highly tensed. So it is pramatta, highly mad. And this is now I want to tell one small concept here, the pleasure which people experiences. So this is actually people, they hear about dopamine, but I'll explain how it is pleasure in passion. This is very important to understand how these things are fooling us. So at least theoretically we know that I am fooling myself by enjoying in that way. So just I will explain this, will just read the purport and then explain this concept. Begging, borrowing and stealing to live for sense gratification condemned in this verse, because such conscience leads one to dark, hellish condition. The four sinful activities, illicit sex, meat eating, intoxicating, gambling, these are the means by which one gets another material body that is full of miseries. In Vedic Vedas it is said, Asangohi ayam purushaha. So here the living entity is not really connected with material world, but due to his tendency to enjoy material senses, he is put into material condition. One should perfect his life by associating with devotee. One should not become further implicated in material body. So actually I took this session in Hindi about four regulative principles in Hare Krishna TV on आपकी मन की बात हमारे साथ. So that was in Hindi, so I thought I'll explain few things in English so that others can also understand. So here na pleasure and passion, how it works is, so the sense objects, so sense objects Lord has created, when they comes into senses, so they come in contact with senses, then what happens, they produce some they then there is gross senses and subtle senses. So gross senses, then there is subtle senses. So this is a very important concept to understand. So when this happens, then the pleasure is experienced at this level, subtle sense level. It is not gross senses. So these are actually in passion. So this is actually pleasure in passion. So now it is not actually the soul it is enjoying. So then what happens? This is manifested how, when the subtle senses are enjoying, then this is shown as the effect of dopamine, which is manifested in the body in a gross way. So anything like, say I get an emotion. So emotion, how it manifests in the body? Say if I am angry, so there is certain emotions, then the external, say anger, so eyes are red. So if I am crying, sad, so tears will come. So if I am fearful, then legs are running. Like I am fearful of certain situations, like suddenly you are going the staircase in your house in the middle of the night and suddenly you hear some sound and you start running and go back to your room. So emotions, they externally manifest. I am trying to explain a big concept. That's why I am starting from very far. So emotions are having some emotions. Their what you call reactions in the body. Right? So these emotions are having certain reactions in the body. Similarly, so when you are experiencing some subtle pleasure, so the reaction in the body, it is shown as the flare of dopamine, release of dopamine. So this is actually what. So scientists, they don't understand what is subtle pleasure, subtle sense. So they only know release of dopamine. So they say that if you are releasing dopamine, you experience pleasure. But we say we are experiencing pleasure. That's why dopamine is released, because they start opposite. So they think from gross comes subtle, but we say no, from subtle comes gross. You're understanding difference. So in the brain, so the dopamine is released when you are eating. Say now, example we'll take, which is always I take mango. So when I eat mango, so then it is tongue, but that is actually, it is gross sense, but there is talu, which is subtle sense. So pleasure is experienced at a subtle level. But what happens, uh, whether I experience pleasure or not, how will I know? In a grossly, it is dopamine. So this is released. So this is what scientists understand that this person is getting. But what happens now? This senses has saturation. The subtle senses don't experience pleasure completely all the time. This is, uh, and after some time they get bored. Then you cannot give one mango, two mango, 1, 2, 3. After 10th mango, you say no more. So that means what happened? There is a saturation. So now, why I am telling this, please try to understand. It's very important. Now, pleasure is not in the mango. So this is my point. Only this point, if we can understand, we can at least meditate while doing sense gratification. Pleasure is not in mango. Pleasure is not in Instagram. Pleasure is not in YouTube or whatever, cricket for Indians. Why? It is the subtle senses that should experience pleasure. So uh, now, why these reels and all these things? Any food or any new things, it is all not in that object only. If it is in the object, every time you are taking that object, you should get pleasure. But no, the subtle senses say no, I don't want it. It won't work like that. So it is the senses that should experience pleasure. It is not the object. Senses should feel excitement. And the subtle senses feel excitement only, that is in Rajoguna. So it is not in a Sattuguna level. So this is the problem. So subtle senses pleasures are mostly in rajoguna. So this is the problem. And breaking of four regulative principles is also this only. They are just trying to get pleasure at a subtle sense level. It is not the objects. But we don't want to please the subtle senses. We want to, and then above that is mind. So we are not supposed to please them. That's what Prishabda is telling. Tapo divyam putrakayana sattam shuddhe tasmat brahma saukyam. So we want brahma saukyam. So as long as we are pleasing the subtle senses, it is not the object we are enjoying. We are just trying to please our subtle senses by different things. It will not get pleased because of your items. It will be pleased. Our subtle senses are pleased in four ways. Four ways of pleasing subtle sense. So what are the four means? Actually five means. Okay, let it be. Four you will remember. First is always give new. So now I am telling it is not the object that is pleasing. Then what is pleasing? The senses. So always give new items. That will please. It is not the object. It is the newness that is pleasing. Second, what it pleases? It surprises, it pleases. Always we need surprises. So this is actually what is pleasing our senses. If you give anything surprise, oh, today you will get a gift. Today you have a very special item. So anything you are surprising, it is pleasing. Every day you have ice cream in lunch, you will not feel any excitement. Once in a while you get ice cream, you feel excited. So why people are doing shopping? Because it is new items. Most favorite thing for many people after coming from office is they open all these offers, 50% offer, 80% offer, and then they start purchasing even though they don't need it. And the newness actually surprises. It is surprise. So this is what is important for us. So and then, but now there are certain things which will always please us in a certain level. So to then there is surprise, then there is new items, and okay. And there is some elements which will excite, but it is limited. So like there is certain sweet, certain items. This is all based on our programming. So I don't want to make it complicated, but I will tell. So now, control and cheating. So these are all things which will excite. It is not the items. It is not the TV, it is not the food, it is not. So these are all programming that is happening. That is why we are getting pleased with our senses. Please try to understand. And why Prabhupada is writing here four regulative principles. So he is telling, see, beg, borrowing, and stealing to live for sense gratification is condemned in this verse because such consciousness leads to one to dark hellish condition. The four sinful activities. There are four sinful activities. So I wanted to tell these things. That's why I brought you here. So now, hope till now it is clear. It is not the objects that are giving. It is the subtle programming that is giving us pleasure. Any of these things you give, you will be pleased. It is not the items, because based on the sense, what do you say, the items, it won't happen. Okay, I'll take questions now also, because I want to see whether you understood or not. Yes, Mataji.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji, Dandavat Pranam. Prabhuji,
Dandavat.
I have two questions. Prabhuji, this pleasure, it is only the pleasure, is during the pleasure only the dopamine is secreted, Prabhu, not during this emotions like anger, sadness, like that, Prabhu?
See, what I am telling, why I gave that example is, when you are experiencing pleasure in a subtle level, then this
Okay,
gross, scientists don't understand subtle senses, they only understand gross.
okay.
So now, why I gave this example is, see, when you are having emotions, body is
Ah,
also reacting in a particular way.
yes, yes, Prabhuji.
So when you get pleasure, body
Ah,
reacts in terms of releasing dopamine.
okay. And what about the other emotions time, Prabhuji? During
No, no,
anger,
no.
sad, that time and all?
No, 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 you didn't understand. I'll tell again.
Yeah, yes,
So,
Prabhuji. No, no,
see,
that is also emotions. Pleasure is also an emotion only, no, Prabhuji. But this is a like happy emotion, like that is a sad. I'm asking the difference between these two things. Only that pleasure time, the dopamine is getting released. That was my question, bro.
no, my example was for different point. I'll tell.
Okay,
See,
Prabhu.
uh, see, something is gross, and then there is subtle.
Okay, Prabhu.
So what scientists see, na, they only see uh, senses and brain.
Okay,
They don't understand subtle senses
mind and all. No.
and mind.
Okay,
So now what happens is, so when you have the subtle level, say you have emotions.
yes, Prabhu.
So now when you are having some emotions, this is at the level of mind.
Okay,
So emotions are at the level of mind. So what happens when emotions are there? Then the senses react in a particular way. So scientists, they only see, oh, he is reacting in that way, that we understand that he is angry, he is sad and all, because it is shown in the body. When I
mm.
am doing certain things, you can see in the body how he is reacting. Based on that, you can tell what is his emotion.
Okay,
Now, what I am telling is that our enjoyment is not on the gross senses, it is subtle senses.
okay,
So now, but scientists don't know subtle senses.
okay.
So, like say, I senses are enjoying, but now we say subtle senses are enjoying.
Yes, Prabhu.
But scientists don't know this. They only
Only they
see
know the
senses are
external. Yes, Prabhu.
senses
Yeah.
are enjoying. Now,
Yes.
how do they know that whether this sense is enjoying or not when dopamine is released?
Okay.
Then only they know that, okay, now I am enjoying. Say I am eating a mango.
Okay.
Then eating a mango, whether I am enjoying or not, how scientists will know when dopamine is released? They say, oh, you are enjoying now.
Okay.
But when you are enjoying, it is not. They know because dopamine is released. We know
Okay.
we are enjoying because subtle senses are enjoying.
Okay. That is why the dopamine is released.
Is released.
It is our
Because subtle
principle.
senses is enjoying, then why
Okay.
dopamine is released. So they understand only, when you are eating, dopamine is released. That means you enjoyed. When we are
Okay.
eating, subtle senses are enjoying. That's why dopamine is released. So
It's
it's a
released. Oh.
external manifestation of the subtle enjoyment.
Oh, okay. Dopamine is. Okay.
Dopamine is an external manifestation. It is not.
Okay.
They don't know the subtle things.
Okay. Okay,
They
Prabhuji.
think
So,
dopamine is released.
so
So
basically, Prabhuji, whatever the enjoyment is experienced only in the subtle senses in us, Prabhuji. It is like that.
It is not. Say if somebody has tongue, but he does not have taste in it,
Ah,
he cannot
okay.
enjoy.
Yeah.
Like say sometimes a person is very sad and you give him nice food, he will is able to enjoy it. No, he cannot
No.
enjoy it.
Yes, yes. Yes, Prabhuji.
Why is not enjoying the same food na? The
Yes.
pleasure is there in the food. No, but the settled senses, the programming is changed now. They're no more
Okay.
trying to enjoy it. So
Prabhuji,
it is not the
eh,
object, it is the settled senses that enjoy.
the programming, what do you mean by the programming? Previous vasanas, Prabhuji? What
Yes,
does that
previous
mean by
classes.
programming, Prabhuji?
Yeah, say I was telling last time also in the class, like say in Burma, Bhaktisiddhanta Thakur went, they were having this very delicate soup where they put all the dead animals in a well and then they rot it and they drink it,
Yeah.
and that's their delicacy. And when
Okay.
the devotees were frying puris in ghee, they said it's obnoxious smell. They started
Yes, well,
complaining.
okay. Yeah, yes,
So
Prabhuji.
what is the difference? That means that is the programming they have.
Conditioning. Oh, okay. Yes, Prabhuji. So
Uh,
previous
so
vasanas only.
so that's what I was telling. So this is enjoyment, some excitement that is based on programming.
Okay,
So
Prabhuji. One
subtle
more.
senses enjoy only in this way only. So it is not
Okay.
the object that is giving pleasure to subtle senses. It is
It
these
is the
are the things that are
programming.
giving.
Yes.
Ah,
Prabhuji, but subtle senses enjoyment is not related, and there is no relation between the mind and the subtle senses enjoyment, Prabhuji.
the mind programming is
If
the
the
mind
sense
and
object
senses
comes in
only.
contact with senses, we feel that whatever is the
Ah,
emotions, Prabhuji. So there
yes.
is no involvement of mind there, Prabhuji.
No, mind is the thing which programs. They are connected. The senses
Ah,
will say I like, I don't like. Where it is? It is in
ah,
the mind only. Mind is all
ah,
emotional only.
that's what. Okay, so it is connected only, Prabhuji.
It is connected based on the senses programming, and mind is also programmed accordingly. So when you
Ah,
see mango, mind will say I like it because
ah,
the subtle senses are liking it.
okay.
So it is all
Okay.
connected. Sometimes
That's what it is.
senses are saturated, mind still wants also. That is another problem.
That's
You
what.
are no
See,
more want
I like this, but there is saturation, but I want more, but I can't take it. That is a
take it
different case,
also.
but
Yeah.
I want, because this is
Yeah.
my favorite. This is my favorite. That
Yeah.
thing is there already, Prabhu. That's what. So that is because of the mind, but the
Uh,
senses will become saturated. It is like that, Prabhuji.
yeah.
I mean,
Dushpurena
subtle
ananyate.
senses.
Yeah.
Uh,
So they cannot be never be satisfied. The
Mind.
Lord is telling it, it is like pouring
Um,
ghee in the fire. It only layers. That's what Krishna is telling.
okay. Okay, very dangerous part. Okay. Okay, Prabhuji. Thank you so much, Prabhuji.
So why I'm telling is scientists don't understand that who is enjoying. They think
Mm.
chemicals
Mm.
are released, and
Mm.
no, you are eating and chemicals are released and you are happy. We
Mm.
tell, Array, you are eating, but there is something called subtle senses which is
Mm.
experiencing pleasure. That's why manifested as a chemical that is coming in the brain. When I eat,
Okay.
chemical comes in the brain, you are happy. Chemical comes in the brain, you are happy. No, it is not like that.
If there is no miracle, no happiness.
Uh,
But
so,
it is actually, it is like that only, no, Prabhuji. If the senses are happy, automatically it releases dopamine, no?
uh,
It is
so,
directly proportional only, right?
but it will
Like,
not release if you are not giving like this. If it is not new, you will not release. If it not surprising, you will not release. If it is
okay.
not exciting, you will not release. If you are not
Oh, okay.
controlling, if you are not cheating, it will not release. This will release
This,
in these cases.
in these cases only it will get released, Prabhu. Otherwise it won't.
That's why. That's why. People can do it in a legal way, but if you want to hack it, you want to get it unlimitedly like this. So
Ah,
surprises and cheating is all gambling and meat eating. Meat eating is fully controlled,
okay,
and then there is illicit activities. So that is new and new things, always new things. So one wife is not sufficient. You want many wives.
okay.
So and here meat eating, gambling, intoxication.
So
So
these are all, they are
intoxication.
giving new things to the senses, Prabhuji, subtle senses.
Either it
That
is
is why
new,
it is,
or it is
ah,
surprise, or it is cheating, or controlling, or some directly hitting the subtle level. So these are the
okay,
things that are making you pleasure, not the items.
okay. Prabhuji, then how by following the four regulative principles, these are getting suppressed or controlled, Prabhuji?
No, you are not enjoying the pleasure in Rajoguna. So these
Okay,
are all
so
in
that,
Rajoguna. We are coming to Sattuguna. Mind should be in Sattva. That is the natural state of
um,
mind.
okay,
So if mind is Rajoguna, it is always excited. You cannot meditate. You can meditate
okay.
when your mind is in Sattuguna.
Oh, that is calm. Then my mind is calm. Whatever we are doing, it is accepts that, Prabhuji. It is like that. Mind, what is
Now,
the
you see,
function of the mind in Sattva?
if a person is completely intoxicated and you tell him now you sit and chant and meditate, how much possibility is there?
Zero.
If he is sitting and eating non-veg and you tell you sit and meditate,
Okay.
so you are understanding, na? So if you are keeping your mind should be in sattva.
Okay. Yes, Prabhuji.
So these are pleasures in passion. So mind is becoming into passion. You are enjoying senses. So
Okay.
person is watching whole night movies and next day he has to sit and chant.
Only that movie will go on the mind.
That is the point.
Yes, Prabhuji. Okay.
Uh, so you
So we
are
should bring that mind in Sattva. In that way, we are controlling the mind and the subtle senses. That is the principle, right, Prabhuji?
it is not the object. So now person is watching movie or eating or YouTube or Instagram cricket. He should
Hmm.
know it is the not the event or that what he is watching giving him pleasure.
Okay.
These
But
are
that
the
the programming
elements.
is there, no, Prabhuji already. That is why
No,
he
no.
couldn't control, no. He
These
wants
are
to
the
see, he
elements
wants
that
to
are
see.
giving him pleasure. The sports means there is some excitement, surprise, and
Yes,
so all
Prabhuji.
these things, so these are the things that are giving pleasure, not the item. So now what we can do, you need
Hmm.
not get attached to the items. Slowly,
Hmm.
slowly you can tell, Array, I'm only exciting my subtle senses. What is the point? It is all useless.
Okay.
At least theoretically, you should know, na, when he's shopping, you should know the item. Oh, new sari, new gold chain, new washing machine, new refrigerator. It is
Hmm.
not the refrigerator, your new car, new house that is giving you pleasure.
Okay.
It is the newness that is giving pleasure. That's all. After some
Okay.
time, that it is no more new. After 1 month, you will not get the same pleasure in your new car when you are in the first day.
Yes, yes, Prabhuji. Yes.
You not get the same pleasure. When you are in the
Okay.
same house also, you think, Array, I purchased 2 crores apartment. Now I am feeling I am in a jail. After 3.
Because loan there is EMI is there.
Ah. So that is how people are stuck. They think new, but new cannot give excitement because it's no more new every time.
Yes, yes, Prabhuji.
Because that is
Only
in
Krishna
passion.
is Navayavana. Other
Uh,
things are old only.
that is transcendental pleasure.
Transcendental
That is not.
newness.
Uh,
Thank you so much, Prabhuji.
so
Hare Krishna.
that is the difference.
Okay.
So why this four regulative principles Prabhupada is mentioning here is because of this. It is not the item, but because this is what our subtle senses experience pleasure in. So
Uh,
gambling, meditating, illicit sex, intoxication is all connected here.
yes, yes, Prabhuji. Yes,
So scientists they don't understand, so they feel
yes,
like that.
Prabhuji. Thank you so much, Prabhuji. Hare Krishna.
Yes. Actually, this newness and all things Krishna gave us to learn new things. We are always searching for knowledge. So the newness that is there is meant to get new knowledge. Every day we want to have class, but we want new information. So there are four things which are there. for Krishna is giving. First is newness. So we want to learn more. Second is we want regulation. Third is same things we use. So regulated life is needed. If you don't regulate, then you will feel punished. And same thing if you are not. So there is regulation, there is newness, and then there is some pleasure, so that we can eat properly. And other senses also. So Lord gave them so that otherwise if you don't get any pleasure in eating, why people will eat? So Lord gave some pleasure in that so that you can eat and survive. And other senses also He gave some pleasure so that you can enjoy a little bit. But it is in a regulated way. And there is newness so that you can learn. Regulation is that also gives pleasure. If you are regulated, every day you are waking up at 4 o'clock. So 4 a.m. you feel very happy. If you stop doing it, you feel sad. So by every day waking up, there is some sort of subtle pleasure. This is in mode of goodness. So if you do like this is in goodness also we can enjoy. So you eat very sattvic food. So there is pleasure, but it is sattvic pleasure. So that's why we should enjoy in mode of goodness. Anyway, this is okay. If anybody has any questions on this, I will explain more detail. If they are okay, then we will go ahead. If you want to know more, I can. So there is a question: how are we having attachment to old things? Old things we are having attachment because we had emotional connection to it. Say you are staying in a house, so old things. So old things, na, that is emotional connection. So this is because of that emotional state. So I got some experience from that object. So then I became emotional, and then that caused attachment. So now the object may not give any more pleasure, but the attachment remains. Like the house. House may not give the newness effect, the car or the mobile or the washing machine, but because it gave you some pleasure in the beginning, so emotionally we got connected to it, and then there is attachment. So that's how the world old things are not giving pleasure, but they are what do you say? They are making us emotionally attached. That's all. Sorry. We will see in chat box. Yeah, pleasure in mode of goodness is allowed. Actually, that is what should happen. Why we have to enjoy we are regulated means we are enjoying in goodness. That is the way to enjoy. There is no other way. That's what Krishna wants us to enjoy. Because if we enjoy in goodness, what happens is eventually we will be free from the desire to enjoy. You get the enjoyment and you get detachment also. You will not have problem. Because that is in goodness. Passion will make us attached, and passion will make us feel miserable. But goodness, that won't happen in goodness. In goodness, you will feel it will only help us to passion makes us attached, goodness makes us free from that suffering, miserable state. I will explain that goodness maybe in detail. What is pleasure in goodness? So newness, regulation, and pleasure. I think three things only. These three things are for. This is the way to enjoy. But when it comes to these are the things that are there in the mind, which are going to excite us. Subtle senses get excited when this. But in mode of goodness, these three things are allowed. It will help us to regulate ourselves, and that is the way our subtle senses can get pleased. See, we have to satisfy our senses, but we should do in this way. You give the new things to them by giving regularly good knowledge, and new things we can purchase also, and we should be regulated, and we should give pleasure. So this is how it works. uh, few more things in the chat box. I will take them and then I'll take. So kindly explain how this modern day therapist work versus our shastric knowledge. In general, people go to therapists these days, but they are not ready to come to sattva. Actually, even therapists also, no, they bring people to sattva only. What they do, they make people conscious, and they bring to sattva. Any therapist or any pranayama, any other self-help groups and all these things, na, all the solutions are making people to come to goodness only. They'll tell sit and meditate, do pranayama, and what do you call, happy living, this living, that living. So many livings are there, and so many other institutes are there. So they all the so-called, all the spiritual institutions, they are bringing people to goodness only. So even big people go there because they are affected by passion. They want to come to goodness, but it is not transcendental. So this we should very clearly know. We say even happy living, Brahma Kumaris, or art of living, or any of these people feel some change. What they are changing? They are just coming from mode of passion to goodness. Immediately they will feel, because Krishna is telling in Bhagavad Gita, Sattu Guna gives happiness. Sattu Guna gives happiness. That is Krishna's formula only, Bhagavad Gita. So bring anybody to goodness, they will become happy. Like say, if a child is crying and mother immediately pacifies him, what she will do? She will bring the child to mode of goodness. She will try to tell, oh, my toy is broken. Mother says, no problem, I'll give you new one. Somehow she will try to give him knowledge and bring him to mode of goodness. So that is the way to be happy in this world. Your goodness will make anybody happy. That is Krishna's way of making people happy. Higher planetary systems, anywhere their goodness, they are in very high, they are very happy. So all the spiritual institutions, they are not giving any transcendental knowledge, even though they call it transcendental meditation. But it is just goodness only. Transcendental meditation is only meditate on Krishna. It is like that. So okay, we will take question. Yes, Srinivas Prabhu.
Hare Krishna, Pranam Prabhuji.
Dandavat Pranam.
Thank you so much for such a beautiful discussion. Actually, it's very helpful in our day-to-day life. Prabhuji, in the beginning, you said that we are like so much attached to family and so many other things which keep the living entity, bind the living entity basically. But since we are living in the Grihastha life and we have to take care of our family, our parents, we have to go sometimes to on certain occasions like Diwali, Holi, to meet our parents. Though we know that if they're not they don't understand what we are practicing. But even if they understand, but हमारा ही अपना जो consciousness है वो थोड़ा सा खराब हो जाता है. But we can't just give up also. So how to maintain our goodness and be with the family also and not get bound by all those things?
I discussed this many times also. This is two things, bro. One is one person is regulated and when he is knowing his responsibility, his connection to Krishna, that is the way. So any of these things that we are doing, it is all connected to our identity.
So how can one gradually because within ourselves I know, but since uh, my daughters, I don't want them or the other family people to also prematurely make them feel that we are something uh, higher, or we don't indulge in all those things. Just to be with them also uh,
Oh,
and
actually,
practice our.
we have to tell in a scientific way, Prabhu. So
Hmm,
that's why I'm telling all these things in this way, so that
hmm,
it's actually what we are discussing is not some religious sentiments.
hmm,
It's a very scientific way I explain. I told it's not the object that is giving pleasure.
hmm,
So when they are telling why no tea,
hmm.
so you tell that it is not the tea that is giving you pleasure. It's a dopamine that is giving you pleasure. So you are exciting your dopamine by taking tea, coffee. So you have to explain to them in this scientific way. Then they understand why no tea, why no coffee, why no non-veg, why no movies, why no these things. You tell I want to enjoy, but I don't want to just enjoy exciting my dopamine. I want to enjoy in a much more better way. So it's not the, if it is tea that is giving happiness, tea should always give happy, but tea is not which is giving me happy. So scientifically also it is not correct. So that is how we explain to them that I am not fanatic. We don't say that, we don't treat them that they are doing some sinful activity. You
Hmm.
tell that you are taking tea or coffee, it is not sinful, but it is not correct also because it is not the object. So I
So,
want to enjoy something which is regulated. So I don't want to take it. That's all.
because then they feel then if we don't do this, if we don't, then what do we do then? So they don't, and so they feel that they are taking us away from all these things.
Huh, so we enjoy in goodness. You eat sattvic items. This is tamasic and rajasic, tea, coffee, and other things.
Hmm.
You enjoy fruits, vegetables, and even that also because it has some sin. So better we enjoy by offering it to Krishna.
Like my father-in-law and mother-in-law, they have been chanting also from last so many years now. And but morning, both of them, they uh, have a tea, and they take some biscuits and tea. They get fresh up. They do pranayam,
Recording in progress.
but they are still uh, they love to sit together and have that tea and some biscuits. So how to help them to overcome that? And I don't want to unnecessarily force them, but they love it, and
You
they are
can tell
chanting
them.
also. They are attending classes of Bhagavad Gita also.
Yeah, yeah. See, Prabhu, what happens now? They understand spiritual life, but they don't want to seriously practice. You have to accept it.
They
They are
don't.
not. They understand what is spiritual life, but they don't want to practice it so seriously now. So you have to give them freedom. It is personal choice. You only thing you tell, you should not eat meat, you should not do illicit sex, gambling, intoxication. These four
Mhm.
things you don't do. You live a sattvic life, you live a regulated life, and you live a dharmic life. That much only you can tell to the who are dependent on you. You tell, do this, I'll not be bothering, or don't go for beyond these things because that is not correct. That you have to tell them. They cannot live a sinful life, but they can do these things, not a problem. Because they are living a dharmic life, that is sufficient. That much only you can tell. Devotion is a personal choice, not everybody will like to do it.
And really in our life also, how can we help ourselves? Like we also feel happy when we do shopping, or we get a new house or new curtains or whatever new things. Like you said that the fridge is not giving the happiness. but it's a new fridge, so we feel, our new washing machine, so we feel happy. So how do we understand at that point in time that this is not uh, free?
See that you know that it is giving happiness. Now instead of new items, better have new knowledge. That is, let us read more books about Krishna, know more things connected to Krishna. So there is also newness. So
Mhm.
Krishna, what Martha is telling, Krishna is always every time it is new. So you can hear more, and Krishna gives that. So instead of enjoying in passion, so purchasing things and enjoying newness is in passion.
Mhm.
But reading books related to Krishna is also getting new things, but that is in goodness. So better to go with things. Newness also in goodness is safe than passion.
Mhm.
So you have a desire to new things, okay, explore new things related to Krishna, go to Dham, new places of Krishna's pastimes, and then you have, so in that also there is opportunity. That's why Krishna gave that pleasure. Whenever you get something new, there is a pleasure. Who arranged that? Krishna only arranged. Why did he arrange? Because you, so that we learn about him more and more. That's why.
So we should be thoughtful basically at that point then, that what exactly is giving pleasure to us, and we should.
Yes.
Mhm.
Even if that item does not come also, it does not matter for you. Only you lost that type of pleasure, you can get it pleasure in another way. Like say you wanted to purchase a new car, but
Mhm.
it is becoming too expensive. Say okay, let it be. I need not have the pleasure in with a new car. Let me have pleasure in new either a new book. Let me purchase and read it. And you can be peaceful and happy also because you read something new about Krishna, and you
Mhm.
can get more pleasure in reading about Krishna than purchasing a new car also.
Very true, very true. Thank you so much, Rosie. Thanks.
Yes, Pawan Guru.
Hare Krishna Prabhu, Dhanavad Pranam Prabhu. Thank you, Prabhu, for nice explanation. Prabhu, you mentioned sense objects. You gave the example of mango, right?
Yeah,
In the sense object itself, we don't have that pleasure, but the
yeah,
subtle sense organ getting the pleasure.
yeah,
Here, like for example, you mentioned that if you eat for 10 mangoes, then beyond that capacity, it will not get the pleasure. But if
yeah,
you see, like in one sense object also one, it will stimulate. Na Prabhu. For example, I took one mango. Now, if it is tasty, what I will do? I will take another one.
yeah,
There can be limitation of my, when it limitation will be at the 10th one. But
yeah,
the enjoyment what I am getting is also in first and second and third, right?
yeah.
So how to understand then? Like you mentioned that the sense object will not give pleasure, but it is also giving some kind of pleasure. If it is not giving pleasure of honoring that one, uh, maybe capacity is not reached to the threshold. I will not able to get that one. Below the threshold level, I will get, right, from the sense object.
See, there are two things in that. One is na, there is pleasure in sense object. Uh, there is uh, there is pleasure in sense object based on the programming you have. It is not the sense object itself. Like
Okay.
mango is pleasure only for you who are in this part of the world and this place. But some cold countries, na, they don't know what is mango also. Some of them, they don't even see mango. Then it never grows there. It is only tropical climates and all, and these climates. It is not in Arctic regions. They don't have mangoes only. So now, for him, when devotee was telling, he took mangoes from India to that place, and that there one person saw the mangoes. He thought they may be some other type of potato. He didn't even look at them. So now, now he don't have any programming only of it. So our senses have, like I was telling, na, like a person who is eating certain items, they are eating some crabs, they are eating some other seafood items. We don't even look at it. Now it
Yes.
is giving pleasure. It should give pleasure to everyone, na?
Yes.
Why it is not giving pleasure?
For example, I
No,
understood
I
your
am
point.
telling you if
Yeah,
seafood is a pleasure or not for
to
you.
some people, it
Why
relative
it
group,
is?
right? It
That
relative.
means why it is related? If the item is pleasure, it should be pleasure for everyone, na?
Yeah, I got your point.
So that
And that's
means it
what
is the
if I
programming of your subtle senses that decides the like that's why I gave the example of Burma. The puris in ghee is a pleasure for you. For them it is obnoxious. And
uh,
their delicate food item is obnoxious for us because it is the programming. It's not the item that is giving pleasure. It's the programming that is giving pleasure.
yeah, I understand. Like even that also depends upon your mode you will choose. That's also Krishna said, right?
You are in
Like
Tamoguna, you have a
Tama
different pleasure.
Rajoguna. Yeah. So depends upon that. If you are in a Guda, then you are, even if it is tropical or not tropical, if it is available or not available. Again, that factor of your mode, in which mode you are there, then you will try to attract that one. You will be attracted to that particular sense object. Either it can be any of the any for that matter for any sense.
Instead of grapes, they want to drink wine.
Fine.
They will make fermented and they'll drink the same
Yeah.
grapes. So
So
goodness person will eat grapes. Yeah.
now that means with particular, of course, the birth what we are taking and what we are in that sense also, because of that impressions what we have from the these thing, we will be programmed. I think in that scenario. Like for example, in our tropical region, we will be more familiar with few fruits, and some other tropical region they don't get. But that they have taken in particular region of the birth also depends upon the previous all his conditionings and all his goodness, passion, and ignorance activities, and everything will be guided through this one. Is it right, Prabhu? I
Yes,
mean,
yes.
to
If
have
a
such a
person is, he will be born in the same place mostly again and again because he's programmed only like that, stuck up
oh,
there.
okay, 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 sir.
Uh, it is
Thank you,
like that.
thank you for correct.
Any other questions? Next shloka is also very nice. पराभवस्थावदबोधजाते यावन्न जिज्ञास आत्मतत्त्वा यावत् क्रियास्तावद् इदं मनो वै कर्मात्मकं येन शरीरबन्धः. So, hope I didn't confuse you this concept. But that is what actually Krishna is also telling in Bhagavad Gita. It's all programming. It is not our. Why I use that scientific things is because even science also says the same thing. That's why I told. Actually, I explained little more. So I'll just read the translation and we'll discuss it tomorrow. As long as one does not inquire about the spiritual values of life, one is defeated and subjected to miseries arising from ignorance, be it sinful or pious. Karma has its resultant actions. If a person is engaged in any kind of karma, his mind is called karmatmakam, colored with fruitive activity. As long as the mind is impure, consciousness is unclear, and as long as one is absorbed in fruitive activity, he has to accept a material body. So this is such a nice, wonderful point. So I want to explain it more elaborately tomorrow. Thank you all very much. Hare Krishna. No more questions. We'll end. ग्रंथराज श्रीमद् भागवतम की जय, शिल प्रभुपाद की जय। हरे कृष्ण।